we all nickname our genitals, right? Men have really cool nicknames for theirs. Actually, they even have like real names, like Dick and Peter and Willie. But I noticed women really don't have great names for ours, at least not that. I don't want something that makes me feel like I want to cuddle up on a couch with it anyway. So one day I went to West Stockbridge when they still had the glass blowing place there, and I saw the demonstration, and the artisan was using this long tube, and he was blowing through it to do the glass stuff, and he called it the glory hole. And I knew I had the name for my vagina. Glory hole. It sounded like he just went into a battle and came out victorious. So I was really happy about that. Now, fast forward to autumn 2013. I started having some low back pain during the summer. I was doing some home projects, but I just felt like it should have been gone by then, and it wasn't. So I went to the doctor and I said, look, it's about time we do something. It's been 8 months we've been wondering about this. Run a test or something. So she did. Ran an MRI. Found fibroid. Oh, not a big deal. Fibroids are very common. Nobody thought anything about it. Wound up going, okay, well, let's explore that a little bit more. Long story short, my OBGYN runs this little test called a DNC. She calls me up after and she says, yeah, I got bad news. You have cancer. And my reaction was, are you sure? Because I'm 5'4" and 40 pounds overweight and totally ready for the heart attack. But she said, no, I'm really sure. I ran it 3 times, and it's a really rare kind. So you're gonna have to go to Brigham Women's Hospital for treatment. And I said, oh, okay. So I have Mass Health. So I filled in one of these forms you have to fill in. I send it off to, get approval, get the coverage. Meantime, I go to talk to the surgeon at Bay State, because I'm not being touched here. BMC, bring more coffins, you all know that. So I'm talking to the surgeon, she's telling me how this robot is gonna do the surgery. Robotic surgery to take out basically all my female plumbing, and how they go up just through the vagina, bag it all up, and yank it back out.
Yeah.
So this brings up a couple questions for me. One is, okay, there's something called a cervix. Guys, it's kind of like the cork in the bottle. So I'm wondering, because they're telling me you have to have that taken out too. I go, well, what happens when you take the cork out of the bottle? Like, what happens? And she says, oh, well, we just sew up the end of your vagina, like, the end of your sock, the toe end of your sock. To which I have other questions, because I don't know about you, but every pair of socks I have holes in the toe end, and I'm concerned. But she says, no, I'll sew it up really tight. And I go, okay. So meanwhile, I go back, and one day in the mail, I get the letter back from the insurance company, and it says, yeah, we're not going to send you the Brighams. We're turning you down for that. I said, okay. So in my mind, I start to visualize what's going on that end. And I think about this person in a suit sitting at their desk, and I imagine this graph they have on the wall, where they probably have to put down, their profits and losses and their expenses. And they make this little graph, and they connect those little dots. And based on those little dots, they go back to the big pile of requests they have for things that people need to, stay alive. And I imagine the person going through the big pile and taking each one off and looking at the form and taking the stamp that probably really say approve or deny, but I refer to as live or die. And they stamp their little paperwork. And I refer to the person, by the way, I don't know what they really call them. Maybe they're an adjuster. I refer to them as the executioner. And the insurance company, well, that would be the death panel. So I realized there's a problem with this whole system, but I don't have time to deal with that. I need to move on and get healthy, which I'm here, so I did. But I can tell you, in that moment, I made a really big decision, and that was, I'm going to spend the rest of my time here going after these people. And I'm going to make sure that every person that needs coverage has coverage. I want to make sure that every one of us that has any kind of illness, and our friends and our families and our loved ones, are going to be covered. So it's my life mission now to kind of go after these people, to make sure that health insurance, our whole insurance industry, isn't based on profit. It should be based on, a little humanity and compassion instead. So I'm just here to ask y'all tonight if you would do me a favor, and when you go to vote, March 3rd here in Massachusetts, do me a favor and please just consider voting for someone who's going to support single-payer health care. And I just wanted to thank you on behalf of not me, but all of us, and also Lamb Chop.